Hey there, one book can change everything. Discover revelations that spark courage, ignite dreams, and remind you who you truly are. From timeless classics to bold new voices, find your next inspiration in every page of Dr. Segun Olugbemi's books, such as Lessons from 30 Years of Marriage. Marriage is much more than a social contract. It is an institution established by God Himself. The man was never created to live in isolation, independent, alone, or all self-sufficient by himself. For two are better than one because they have a better reward for their labor. Red flags. Deception turns rulers into subjects and makes the wise foolish. It is the reason behind every failure, loss, pain, or regret. The life coach. The lessons we learn in life are: precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little, there a little. Wisdom is loaded in all of creation. Therefore, the responsibility of discovery is on you. Defeating the mother frog syndrome. Mother frog syndrome is symptomatic of a lifestyle that is comfortable with whatever life throws at it. A man with great dreams who is unwilling to do anything about it. It is a reactionary life rather than an active one. A life that responds rather than initiates. Without conquest, there can be no victory. Without reaching, there is no getting. This is an apt description of what today's church looks like. This book teaches you how to kill these lethargic and apathetic lives. Mercy Extended. The vision that has led to this timely exposition on the rising new Church of Jesus Christ is clearly detailed in this book. It distinguishes between the Solomon Church and the Davidic Church, the significance of the donkey upon which no man ever sat on the occasion of the triumphant entry, vis-a-vis the present-day reformers in the rising church who have an understanding that Jesus Christ is either Lord of all or not at all. Prophetic confrontation. Prophecies are divine and accurate foretelling of the future to an individual, group, or nation by God. However, the recipient of prophecy has a key role to play in seeing it come to pass as foretold and benefiting from it, since most prophecies are conditions. Silent years. The silent years are the years we spend without being noticed. They are years of thorough preparation of a vessel by the Master Himself for His unique use. In this jet age of fast food, fast information, online church, online Bibles, and fast Christianity, many Christians, leaders inclusive, do not see the need to truly wait on God as in the days of Elijah. Obadiah Commission. There is a reason the word independence is not used in any translation of the Bible. One of the reasons is that God never meant for us to independent of Him or one another. We are to be dependent on God and interdependent on one another. Lessons from the Patriarchs, Volume 1 and 2. Every information in the Bible has a message for us. We sure can learn from the names, places, numbers, people, principles, and instructions therein. You can order all these books and more on Amazon or call +2 34805 116 6211.
Global Transformation Initiative, in collaboration with the Lighthouse Church, invites you to Legacy Summit 2026, a season of spiritual revolution. Date, 19th to 21st March 2026. Time, 9 a.m. prompt at the Lighthouse Church,
43
Ajos Adiagun Street, beside Peace Park, Utako, Abuja. Experience renewal and inspiration this March. Let's hear what these men of God have to say.
I just want to invite you to something very special this year, and I want you to do everything to be there, either in person or online. I need you to join us.
We're living at a very unique time, and it is becoming much more important for men and women to gather together and to have their minds recalibrated and reconfigured for this end time phase of ministry.
The kingdoms of this world are shaking because the kingdom of our God is rising. I am inviting you to Legacy Summit 2026.
And so we're putting together a 3-day meeting titled The Season of Spiritual Revolution. It comes up on the 19th to 21st of March 2026. I need you to join me at the Lighthouse and other seasoned men of God. A couple of them will be ministering to you.
I will be there ministering live.
I will be there.
I will be ministering there. See you there. Hello out there. Thank you for joining us again on TLC, The Life Coach. I'm your coach, Segun Olugbemi. Now, I began a series last week, and I told you today I will be doing part 2 of it. That is what I call steps to personal transformation. We might have a part 3 and part 4 going forward, but at least let's take this. Now, part 2 of personal transformation, steps to personal transformation. Please, if you missed the first one, the previous one, go to our YouTube and just go to the Life Coach session there. You're going to see this on the playlist. And the second thing you can do for us is try to share this for some other person, to some other platforms, share it with your friends and support what we do. Because of you, we're able to do much more than we do right now. So as you grow older in life, you're going to discover that there are, change is inevitable. Okay? Change is inevitable. In other words, you cannot do anything against change but for change. You either change or you are replaced, you are changed. So consciously learn to change. But while you're going through that format, there are ways you can change yourself, transform yourself. And personal transformation requires effort from yourself. They don't just happen supernaturally. There are things you need to learn to do, and you must do them to bring out a better version of yourself. So, number 1, or a continuation from the last, I think we saw number 5 or so. Number 6, okay, or number 1 now. As you grow older, adopt a new healthy habits and lifestyle. You may have heard the saying, you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. However, you can challenge that concept if you decide to be a lifelong learner. You can teach an old dog new tricks, except you are a dog that can't be trained. Well, you are not a dog. I'm talking to a human being right now. You can be taught. Sometimes, was that 2 years ago? Yep, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't want to mention these names now, but in the UK, one of the topmost people who had made impact in the church growth movement, and they have connections all around the world, were connected, we got connected. A pastor friend of mine said to me, I need to connect you with this family. And I thought I was going to talk to someone. I was speaking to a 96-year-old man, is that 96 or 95-year-old man, a 93-year-old woman. And then when we spoke on the phone, they said, yes, Pastor, I was told by this, we've heard so much about you. We want to connect to you. I said, thank you, ma'am. And I said, don't you worry. In the next few minutes, I'll send you a link. And this 93-year-old woman sent me a Zoom link to have a conversation with her husband, 95-year-old. And I was talking to these people, and as we're talking, he said, well, you're going to check immediately we finish this, check your this. I've sent a letter to California concerning you, and this, and write a letter. Then I'm sending this, look for so-and-so in Nigeria. And these 90-some-year-old people were so tech-savvy. They were in and out of Zoom meetings and then sending emails while we were holding Zoom meeting. 90-some-year-old people. And keeping those stuff there. I had another one last year, and I was in her home, and Mama, I don't want to mention her name now, and Mama is 93. And she is 93 now. This year she's 94. And I was saying, and she said, Pastor, please pray. Will you pray for me? And I said, Mama, what do you want? She said, just strength to meet with my schedule. When we saw her itinerary for the week, I saw her schedule for the week, back to back, filled up with gardening. She drives herself at 93, and then she told me, she gave me her phone. And I looked through her phone, and on the phone are prayer requests sent to her by different younger women in their 50s, in their 60s. Mama is 94 now. And Mama is busy, and when she stands and walking, I want to hold her hands to help. She said, don't you worry, thank you, Pastor. I like to. She wants to walk by herself. She's gardening. She took us to her garden. There's tomatoes and everything. She lives alone. Well, in my community, she will live with children or younger people. But this woman has her itinerary. She has her iPad and she's listening to, and then she's replying emails. She's going on eBay, selling products on eBay. She's buying stuff. My goodness. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can teach yourself new tricks. While many of life's fundamentals, such as structure, values, values and other things, why they all have, relationships, why they are taught by our parents, most of what we learn in life comes from experiences outside the family. This encompasses education, communication, skills, vocational training, among others. There are many things. As a matter of fact, we now know that in research we have had that only 40% of everything you will learn in life come from your foundation. Every other thing comes from out there. In other words, the foundation of the home teaches you self-worth, this and this and a couple of things. Well, many of the other things that you're going to learn, your education, your communication, your vocational training, your communication skills and everything, they all come from out there.
Red flags. Deception turns rulers into subjects and makes the wise foolish. It is the reason behind every failure, loss, pain, or regret.
Therefore, the age should never be a barrier to learning something new. Embrace the opportunity to learn a new song, language, word, adventure, and life's hack. It was the late Secretary General Kofi Annan of United Nations, who spoke in 9 or 10 languages and was still learning new ones until he died at 80-some. Don't limit yourself to say, I can't learn anything new. You always can learn. You can learn and pick up a new language. You can pick up new trades. You can pick up new software. I mean, there are things that are happening today. One of the young men around me, one of these years, I said, do you know how to do something? I said, do that. I said, Daddy, I don't know how to do it. I said, okay, put on give me this app, press this, go to this place, go to this. And then when we finish everything, I said, okay, do this. Do you see it now? She said to me, Daddy, I'm not proud of myself right now. I said, why are you not proud of yourself? She said, how can you be the one teaching us these things? I said, well, because when you stop learning, I'm just growing. I'm learning new app applications, new software. I want to know how they work. I want to know how they operate. I want to pick up things. I want to be able to pick things along the way. I want to know a lot about a lot. I don't know where I'm going to use them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pick something new. Discover innovative ways to approach old tasks. Remember the words of Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. These are the people called illiterates in the 21st century. Those who cannot learn, those who cannot relearn, those who cannot unlearn. This is not... Do you know that we came into information age and less than 10 years? About 7 years into information age until we come into the 2000th. By 2007, we had moved from information age. By 2009, before 2010, we had entered into knowledge age. Why? Because the data coming from the orbit, from the satellite, it's so massive. The things you have in the space already, in the cloud, is so massive now that we have to filter knowledge. We have to filter this information to get knowledge out of it. On the internet, how to change your identity, how to make bomb, how to commit suicide, how to kill yourself, how to do everything is all on net. So you have to filter the knowledge you have now to be able to get. You have to filter the information. You have to bring out true knowledge that are workable. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't sit back and say you can't do nothing. Learn new things, learn new tricks, learn new software, learn whatever it is. Many are coming. I have a couple of softwares I'm still learning how it works. The phones I'm having now, when I try to say this, your version of phone is higher than this, you can't use this software, you need something that I have to continually upgrade. So you have to upgrade. Somebody told me, this daddy is digital daddy, the man no degree. I went into TikTok and the person called me. I've had about 3 young people say, Daddy, we saw you on TikTok, you have over 4,000 followership. I said, I'm going to get 50, 60, 70. I said, it's our world. We're going to share what I have with the world through all the medias. Stand up. All media platforms, I'm going to share. You have to rise up to do something. Number 2, never forget that God is the source of all things, while human beings are instruments. There's a Bible passage that caused a lot of concern for me many years ago. It's in Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 5 and 6. It says, thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart departs from the Lord. For he shall be like a straw in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the park places in the wilderness, in a salty land that is not inhabited. It simply means relying solely on other humans for support or strength, rather than trusting in God, is considered a foolish and potentially dangerous path. You cannot do that. Human beings are limited. Have you ever seen people who have made promises? Somebody asked me, he said, I noticed something with you. I said, what is it? He said, you don't make promises. I asked for a simple promise, you don't give me. I said, you know why? So he said, when I make a promise, if I give you a promise, I'm bound by my words. And I must fulfill that promise. What if I don't have the resources to fulfill that? So I don't make promises unless I'm sure that I already have it to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get it. Now I promise to give you $1 million on the premise that I had executed a contract and I was told to come and pick my check. So when I pick the check, I will give you $1 million. But I got to the place and they said to me, there was disputation about this, and then so and so thing did not happen. And so we want to review some things. They reviewed it and said, come again for it. Then I got to the place and the man to sign my check is not on seat. They say I should come back. Then I got to that place and something has happened and the man who's to sign is on the seat. The person who is supposed to carry so and so had just passed away or is admitted in the hospital. And then the hospital, the school, the office had shut down for the week in memory of that person. You come another. Do you see these things are beyond human control? You cannot put all your trust in man. You are the source of my joy. You are the everything to me. You are the one that makes me smile. You are the reason I smile. You are the love. You know, they say something. They say when when poetic loves and songs becomes too unrealistic, it can only speak about God. You know, these young people, the funny things they do these days, they've just met a lady 6 months ago, 1 year ago, and then they're proposing, they are on the wedding day, they are making their vow. Ever since I met you, my life has taken a new turn. You are the sunshine of my life. Everything that has ever happened in my life, including my parents, were disaster. Those who gave back to me, they raised me, take me to school. Everything was calamity. When I met you, my life had a straight path. You just met this lady 6 months. What are you talking about? Get married first and then put things in order. But no, you don't understand. You can't trust man. The best of man, someone used to say, the best of men will remain man at his very best. You're just going to remain, we are men. We're prone to failure, we're prone to mistakes, we're prone to disappointment because we also depend on others to fulfill their promises for us to. I know someone who had asked me 2 or 3 times, give me the list of the things you need. And I said, whenever you have it, I said, no, I'm going to have it in the next week. And he never did for a month. And he said, again, give me this. And then another time, I never came. And then he was being disappointed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It was at the end of, I think, 2 years or going to 3rd year, he was able to make, but couldn't still fulfill the promise because other things came up. That's human. That's human. They may want to do it. So the fastest way to self-destruct is human worship. When you replace your faith in God, the Creator, with man, His creation, you invariably have set up yourself for a shameful fall. Humans can die suddenly. They can fail, they can fall, they can lie, they can disappoint. The opposite is true of God. Although he creates opportunities, he doesn't need one to change your story. Secular humanism teaches that man is his own God. He has all the answers to all human questions on the inside of him. But only a fool will refuse to acknowledge that there's an unseen hands that move the universe. It's not true. You can't put everything around man. Every man is subject to failure. Every man is fair.
Global Transformation Initiative, in collaboration with the Lighthouse Church, invites you to Legacy Summit 2026, a season of spiritual revolution. Date, 19th to 21st March 2026. Time, 9 a.m. prompt at the Lighthouse Church,
43
Ajos Adiagun Street, beside Peace Park, Utako, Abuja. Experience renewal and inspiration this March. Let's hear what these men of God have to say.
I just want to invite you to something very special this year. And I want you to do everything to be there. Either in person or online. I need you to join us.
We're living at a very unique time, and it is becoming much more important for men and women to gather together and to have their minds recalibrated and reconfigured for this end time phase of ministry.
The kingdoms of this world are shaking because the kingdom of our God is rising. I am inviting you to Legacy Summit 2026.
And so we're putting together a 3-day meeting titled The Season of Spiritual Revolution. It comes up on the 19th to 21st of March 2026. I need you to join me at the Lighthouse and other seasoned men of God. A couple of them will be ministering to you.
I will be there ministering live.
I will be there.
I will be ministering there. See you there. You know, I say to my children, I say to my family, I'm not the best father that I ever lived. I'm not the best man. I'm just the best man that I know to be now. And if I know better, I'll do better. Because the word best is relative. Have you not known some people that are horrible? You asked Adolf Hitler. You asked a lot of other people. What did they paint Saddam Hussein like? Was a monster, it was evil, it was this, it was that. Is that not what they painted him as? But I've worked documentary, and you can check this on YouTube. Soldiers, American soldiers, who were guarding him, say he would tell them, young man, are you married? If you get married, if you want to get married, these are the things to look out for. You need to be your best. You need to be this. You need to be... The lives of Iraqis are worse after American invasion than it is today. Than it was in the days of Saddam Hussein. They told us lies saying that the man had weapons of mass destruction. They invaded the place, and now that nation is not as safe, not as prosperous as it was under that man. So everything is relative, depending on who is defining it. American government under one of these other presidents came and invaded Libya in Africa. Libya was one of the best countries in Africa, one of the best countries under Muammar Gaddafi. Why? He made sure there was free education, made sure that every graduate had a job and they have a ready home. You get married, they give you a 2-bedroom flat and they give you a job, and then you don't pay for energy, you don't pay for fuel and all these other things he was doing. America invaded that in the name of, he was wicked, he was it, and they destroyed the place. And that country had no peace till today. So don't let anybody just confuse you and turn your life upside down. Don't trust in any politician. Whatever it is they say, don't trust any man who makes promises. They are human. They can fail. They can lie. They can cheat. They can deceive. They can do all sorts of things. They are humans. Don't go into secular humanism, believing that everything, you have all the answers. No. There's still someone whose hand moves the world, who rocks the cradle. Number 3. Have you observed that most people are suffering from attention deficit disorder? Just a glance at your analytics on social media will reveal how impatient people have become. More than 75% of your viewership spends less than 5 seconds watching your clips. Less than 5% of people are patient enough to watch 3 minutes of readership, of your clips, of your videos. Readership of a youth group is effectively under 15. Most people prefer 30-second videos over an audio book or reading one. So, what is the message here? You must resist the culture of not spending time to read. Reading makes the man. Good readers make good leaders. So recapture your reading culture. It will sharpen your sight, enlarge your brain power, and give you words and clarity of expression. I want to warn you. Do you know I've been checking our analytics on video, on YouTube, on Facebook, and all that. And do you know you want to post certain things? Sometimes you want to post a video on Instagram, on this, and once it's more than 3 minutes, it will say the algorithm is not likely to recommend this to push your video to wider audience, because it's more than their average span. They don't have time to read. Today it's been said that an average person, the way to hide any information from an average person is to put it in a book. They won't read the book. They're not going to go through it. They don't refer to no book, no reference, nothing. So you must recapture your reading habit. That's one way to transform yourself. Recapture your reading culture. It will sharpen your sight, enlarge your brain power, and give you words and clarity of expression. You cannot allow your attention deficit to affect your reading. Number 4, take time to observe your patterns. We all have patterns that guide our things or how things operate in our lives. Some people may experience delays at the beginning of a season, but eventually find multiple options at the end. Others might find things easy at first, but face challenges as they progress. Regardless of your specific patterns, life distributes these experiences evenly. Understand your patterns. Understanding your patterns can bring you peace and calmness amid of it all, because they will ultimately lead to a positive outcome. You don't have to remain in the dark. Let me say this. There's a story in the Bible I love so much. It's the story of Jacob, when he had gone to his uncle's house, Laban, and had served and all that. He was on his way out. He had to plan with his 2 wives and kids and his animals, and they escaped. And then, before then, he had told his father-in-law, I want to go. He told Laban, I want to go prepare for my own home. And Laban said, please don't go. He said, but why not? When shall I prepare for my own home? And he said to him, I've learned by divination, by experience, that since you came in here, everything I got was because of you. I saw my pattern, and I knew exactly when things changed. And I know that I cannot afford to lose you. You have to know your patterns. Obedient kept the ark of God, and things changed. Know your patterns. Know what you do that gives birth. Are there people you take care of that put something in your life? Are there people you remember? Some people, when they go to orphanage, it changes everything. Some people, when they go to places where they downtrodden, it changes. They have more provisions. As soon as they say, I have orphans to take care, there will be provision to take care of them. You need to know your pattern. Some people, they start life and it's a lot of struggle. I tell my children, I remind them all the time, I say, you have your pattern. One of them was frustrated. He said, look, Daddy, I don't know about this. I don't know. I said, what's the problem? He said, I'm confused. I don't know. I said, but why are you confused? Did you notice when you were in primary school, this happened? When you were in secondary school, when you were doing your first degree, when you were doing your master, when you were doing your PhD, I said, this is a pattern with you. Whenever it happens like this is what you can expect. When this happens, this will happen. Everyone has a pattern. Know your patterns. It will lead to positive outcome. It might be that it looks as if when things are dark. Some people say to, yes, and somebody was talking and say, I need to get this. And my wife said, not a good time to discuss this with him. Because by our own pattern, when things are rough, we have resources. That's when God proves himself in our lives. And sometimes when things are all over the places, then we find ourselves having to make investment, having to do something. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Silent years. The silent years are the years we spend without being noticed. They are years of thorough preparation of a vessel by the Master himself for his unique use. In this jet age of fast food, fast information, online church, online Bibles, and fast Christianity, many Christians, leaders inclusive, do not see the need to truly wait on God as in the days of Elijah.
Know your patterns. Know how things work in your life. It's a way of God speaking to you to say, every time you see something like this is what to prepare for. The people came to Jesus and said, give us a sign. He said, you are hypocrites. When you see things, leaves falling, you say summer is now. When you see this one, you say spring is now. Why don't you know how to read signs of the times? Everyone has a sign. You have your sign. You have signs. There are patterns in your life that whenever this is happening, it always turns out that things else will happen. Because of that, learn your patterns, respect them, and follow them. Number 5, do good to someone every day. It's another way to transform yourself. Do good to someone every day. God ensures that our paths intersect with individuals who can benefit from our knowledge and wealth of experience, wisdom, comfort, support for daily needs, and moral as well as spiritual guidance. As you take advantage of these opportunities to help, remember that there will come a time when you need similar assistance and you will rely on others to also help you. Now, be careful. Don't sit back and just say, well, it's all about me, and me. Get all you can and can all you get. You can't run life like that. You will have someone that you are better than in an area. Let me tell you this. One of the providence of life is this. God will never put two people together. God will never put two people together without each of them having an advantage over the other. There's always that. I've said it in other series, but let me say it again. If you are with a person, even if both of you are in the prison, you are a Christian probably, and someone tried to put you in trouble by putting you in prison, you already have an advantage because you know God. You can preach there. One of my youth pastors went to minister somewhere and along with somebody and visited, and they arrested him and sent him to jail, sent him to police cell. And from there they took him off and they were pushing him to jail. And I went to meet I called the commissioner of police that was in charge then. That was about almost 30 years ago now, or so, 27 or more years ago. And I said, did you realize that your men arrested my pastor? He said, is that so? They just told me that there were some people here come here to preach and all that thing. And I said they should arrest them and take them to cell and from there to be this. He said, Pastor, you can't tell me that. I said, yes, you did. And is that my boy that I came with you? He said, wow, okay, I'm going to call them now. They will go to release them. Release them from the cell. He said, but he slept there. He said, we'll have given him opportunity to preach to other people. He said, I'm so sorry this happened, but I think he had opportunity to preach to other people while he was there. And he told me, he says, there are people that are going through tough times there, and I was able to minister to them and brought the gospel to them. See, Joseph in the prison and a butler is always an advantage. You'll be good in an area. You have favor with God, and then you also have favor with him to the point you can interpret dreams. And then this man has favor with the king. If you restore him back, he can bring you out to become also the prime minister. So God is a natural order, it's a spiritual order, it's a natural order. He puts two people together, and each of them with an advantage in an area over the other. Therefore, anyone you see around, make it a daily practice to offer a gift to somebody. Encourage someone. Give compliment to someone. Strengthen their spirit. Okay? Spend time to encourage someone. Lift someone up. Let them hear one positive word from you. Check on them. Give them compliment. It will surely come back to you. That is how it is in the order of life. You're going to need it. Somebody say, if I give my wife a compliment, it will make her feel so. Everyone deserves to feel good about themselves. Tell her, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for what you're doing for me, standing by me and taking care of these children. Thank you. You will always be in my thoughts every day. You're always there, and I will always think of you. I promise to be the best I can to you. Doors will open, and you will be the first I remember. Let them know that you think about them. Let them know how good they are. How can people just keep pouring out to you? You have never ever sent words of encouragement, appreciation to them. Talk to them. Encourage them. Bless somebody. Sow a seed. That's how you transform yourself to become the man you ought to be. That's how you transform the world. That's how you be a blessing to other people. I wish I can continue, but I got to stop right now. Thank you so much for being with us. I know you have been blessed. Please share this with somebody. It's part of what you can do to transform the world. Share this with somebody. Let's let the world go around. Okay? Let the world go around, and let's share. Let's make the world a better place. And please support us and just check the coordinates after now and see various ways you can reach us, ask questions, and share, like, and make your comments. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. God bless.
Global Transformation Initiative, in collaboration with the Lighthouse Church, invites you to Legacy Summit 2026, a season of spiritual revolution. Date, 19th to 21st March 2026. Time, 9 a.m. prompt at the Lighthouse Church,
43
Ajos Adiagun Street, beside Peace Park, Utako, Abuja. Experience renewal and inspiration this March. Let's hear what these men of God have to say.
I just want to invite you to something very special this year. And I want you to do everything to be there. Either in person or online. I need you to join us.
We're living at a very unique time, and it is becoming much more important for men and women to gather together and to have their minds recalibrated and reconfigured for this end time phase of ministry.
The kingdoms of this world are shaking because the kingdom of our God is rising. I am inviting you to Legacy Summit 2026.
And so we're putting together a 3-day meeting titled The Season of Spiritual Revolution. It comes up on the 19th to 21st of March 2026. I need you to join me at the Lighthouse and other seasoned men of God. A couple of them will be ministering to you.
I will be there ministering live.
I will be there.
I will be ministering there. See you there.
Find your next inspiration in every page of Dr. Segun Olugbemi's books, such as Lessons from 30 Years of Marriage, Red Flags, The Life Coach, Defeating the Mother Frog Syndrome, Mercy Extended, Prophetic Confrontation, Silent Years, Obadiah Commission, Lessons from the Patriarchs, Volume 1 and 2. You can order all these books and more on Amazon or call +2 34805 116 6211.